Welcome back to the Kovacs Report. We've got a little sneaky peeky here today. We've got a first look at a book that is out this Wednesday as of recording this video, one we've all been waiting for, and that is Absolute Batman 2025 Annual Number 1. Yes, this does look exciting, does it not, guys? The covers look incredible. The stories sound interesting, and we are going to take a look because we've got some preview pages. I think we've got the first 5. We're going to take a look at those, see what we can glean from it, check the art out, see what the story's going to be, get a bit excited, and then we're going to look at the variants. Now, before we do that, don't forget there'll probably be spoilers here, so be aware. Like the video if you can, and if you have a moment, chaps and chapesses, please do hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers, hopefully this month. That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. I need your help to do it. I'd like to make these videos. I'd like to do it more. I need your help. So smash that little button for me, and I will thank you 1,000 times. There we go. Let's dive into the video. Let's see what this is about. So should we look at the variants first? Let's look at the variants first. So this is the main cover. Daniel Warren Johnson, fresh off Transformers, and he's got, I think, the main story in here. He's writing it and doing the art too. It looks like we've got a bunch of, let's say, white supremacists, let's call them, and Batman is about to teach them the error of their ways. Now, I'm guessing this issue is going to be extremely politically charged, okay? And I'm not going to comment on that. I made that mistake once before, and I had some very interesting emails and comments sent my way. So we're just going to look at the story, right, and take it for what it is. Anyway, this is the Daniel Warren Johnson cover, the main cover. We've got one by Nick Dragotta of the Batmobile. Well, Batmobile is an understatement. This thing is huge. Its story's high. You can see Batman standing, defiant on the top there, on that very sort of bat-shaped roof. Even the wings go down the back, and on the front, the sort of ramming icebreaker thing, that's also shape of a pointy bat. It is brutal. It is a monster truck. Monster trucks look like corgi toys compared to this. It looks absolutely bad. Okay, next cover is the James Harren variant. This looks pretty cool too. A lot of skull masks there. A lot of people getting crushed. I like it when they sometimes pop out the background and you just get the action. Sometimes it adds so much. It does here because it really sort of allows Batman to dominate that page even more rather than blend into the background. Looks lovely. This is a very nice cover. D. Gerald Parrell. Looks like Batman's on a bat bike there. I'd like to see the rest of the bike. He looks cool. He looks really, really cool here. I like his sort of rendition of Batman because, Nick Dragotta's designs where he's huge, right? He's really bulked out. Here he looks a little bit more sort of proportionate, I guess, for someone who's been putting in the reps at the gym. I like it, and he looks very serious. The covers are cool. I do like this one too. Meredith McClaren. That looks very, very, very cool. Got a sort of anime feel to it. I like the colouring and the tonage. Very, very cool. I think that's all the covers. So let's look at what the synopsis is, then we'll dive into those pages. Some of the biggest names in comics take a turn in the Absolute Universe. Daniel Warren Johnson and James Harren tell tales from Absolute Batman's early days. So this is pre-issue number 1. How did Bruce acquire his Batmobile? I would really like to know that. In fact, I did ask that when I reviewed it. What was it like for Black Mask's party animals when Batman first hit the scene? So we can see him sort of taking them down, them sort of thinking, who is this Caped Crusader? What's going on? So that story, that's the main story by Daniel Warren Johnson. Mike Spicer on colouring. He's always good to look at. So who else do we have? A story called Sanctuary. That is the one by James Harren. And there's one called Let's Learn About Bats by Meredith McClaren. So those are the stories. Looks like we've got 3 stories. Looks pretty cool. So do we have a preview here? I think we do. Yes, and it is good. Let's take a little look at this. Let's get a full page here. So this looks like a young Bruce at breakfast chatting to his dad, who is a teacher, or rather was a teacher until he was shot at the zoo in the very first issue, very first arc, as with Batman. And Bruce is talking about that. The newspaper says extremist bombing. Why did they do that, Dad? And Bruce's dad says, I wish I knew, Bruce. What do we do? How do we make them stop? So these panels, these orange panels, these on the fire panels look like it's flashing to the now. So it's saying, what do people do? What should we do? And I think this is showing, well, what did Bruce do when he grew up? So that looks like a bunch of bad guys running away from some flames. They look like absolutely terrified. I don't know. I'm just one person. I don't know how to fix the world, but I know what I'm good at: teaching. Every student I meet, I know I have to have a chance to make a difference in their life. So maybe someone, or rather someday, one of my students won't make the same mistakes these people make. And there he is, coming out of the flames, silhouetted, the bat symbol alight, looking like he's there for business, prepared for war. And what do we got? He says, and what about you, kiddo? Well, we know what he turns out to be. He turns out to be this. Holy moly, look at that full page. So we got a very reminiscent sort of World War II bad guy flag. I don't want your YouTube algorithm to, mess with my video by saying certain words. Looks very, very terrifying, burning in all those flames. And these bad guys, I guess, wearing the same insignia on their chest. They look like they've had the living shit kicked out of them. Well, this one's missing an arm, so Batman isn't messing around. Well, he took a flamethrower, right? He hasn't come to, have tea and cake. He said, what will you do? Well, this is what he's going to do. He's going to take them all down. And, wow. Darren Warren Johnson has beefed him up even more. I mean, Nick Dragotta has him big, like I said earlier, but Daniel Warren Johnson has taken him down to the gym for an extra 4 sessions a day, an extra 800 reps, because he is beef. He is beef. I'm surprised he's not being made into burger in those flames. Look at him. That flame is just tearing through his cape. So he has been to battle here. Pretty cool. Okay, we jump to maybe what happens prior to that, I guess. Welcome to Slaughter Swamp City Limit. We look like we got a lot of refugees of some kind, maybe some people that are homeless, all living in this sort of makeshift campsite. I think that is, let me just stroll through. It looks like Bruce. Yeah, Bruce is driving by, surveying what's going on. And it looks like there's some, a priest here. Yeah, it looks like the church has come with some food for these people, maybe trying to look after them. Now, that priest has a nasty scar going down the side of his face. So maybe he's also been roughed up. And he looks over to a stranger and he looks very nervous. So something's definitely going on in this town. Anyway, he drives his battered truck to a pawn shop. Okay, finally made it. Sorry, a long drive from Gotham. Yeah, it definitely is, Bruce. Come on in then, city boy. Oh dear, he is definitely not arming for bear. He is arming up for Armageddon by the looks of it. We got flamethrowers, machine guns, rifles, explosive, a lot of ammunition. So he says, as requested, explosive, modified rubber bullets, beanbags, the works. Non-lethal, less lethal. That will work. So it shows this guy here doesn't really care who he sells to either. So he's a bit of a POS, as we call him. So hands at the bucks. I should know better than to ask, but what's all this for? I've got my needs and I've got mine. Thanks, kid. Okay, so it doesn't matter as long as he gets paid. That large project on the edge of town, what's going on? Some company came in with big money and big promises. 3 months into construction, they up and left. Just like that. Who knows why? What's left is what you saw when you drove in. Where are all these people from? Hell if I know. Came looking for something better. Didn't find it. Okay, off panel. We weren't doing anything. Stop. Okay, someone's in trouble. We told your asses you can't be here. Leave that alone, son. Nothing you can do. Okay, so we got a bunch of pig-masked people. Are they sort of, I don't know, nodding to a very familiar DC villain? Who knows? Anyway, Bruce is on the scene. Let's see what we got. Por favor, basta. What's that language you're spitting at us, huh? Don't you know where we are, where you are? This town belongs to us. You're the stranger here. Okay. So we're going down that route with this story. Fair enough. Okay, so it looks like there are some people who are different, and these bad guys don't like them, and they're stealing all their goods. So these guys are a horrible piece of shit. You're the one who doesn't belong. Stomp. Time to grow up, kid. Get ready for a beating. And that beating certainly came, but not in the way he expected it. He is receiving rather than giving. But old Brucey, look at the size of Bruce's arm, his fist. Holy shit. How can he is huge. Anyway, he's absolutely destroying this pig dude. Bro, you just made a big mistake. And Brucey says, well, because we know he's Batman, he ain't scared. We'll see. What's next? We're back to the pages. Okay, so there we have it, right? It does look very, very cool. Like Darren Warren Johnson has delivered on the goods. Of course he has. The colouring by Mike Spicer looks delicious, and we don't have a little look at the other stories, but holy hell, holy Batman rather, this looks like it's going to be a very, very violent and fun book. Of course, it's going to be heavily doused in modern day politics. I'm not going to comment too much on that. I just hope that we also get a really interesting story within that. I think there's going to be a lot of debate on the internet about this book, and I think that's intentional. But we shall see. I know Daniel Warren Johnson's had a bit of a kerfuffle, let's just say, for some commissions that he drew recently. And again, I'm not going to comment on them. I made the mistake of sort of saying stuff once before about something which I thought was wrong. I'm not saying what he's done is wrong. I'm not saying what he's done is right. I'm just saying having an opinion ended up like, I'm not sure if I mentioned at the beginning of the video, ended up with death threats. And I think I just don't need those in my life. Okay, I don't need them. I'm here to talk about comics and have a bit of fun, just like you. And this does look fun, let's be honest. So I'm excited. This is coming out this Wednesday from the recording of this video. I'm going to review it, of course. We can then share our thoughts on the book. But do you know what? I'm getting more excited by the minute. The Absolute Universe is really, really shaping up. I think it's way better than the. I can't believe I'm saying this, being a Marvel head my whole life. It's way better than what they're doing over in the Ultimate Universe, bar Ultimate Spider-Man, which is absolutely incredible. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get into these books. So see you next time. Like the video if you can. Definitely hit subscribe if you get a chance. I really, really appreciate it. And hopefully we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.